Hey guys, so in class today we began the process of learning about function families. Those are all the different types of functions that there are. And this is going to be quite a lengthy process. We're going to spend several days on it. And the first thing we had to do was go through all of our cards, our function cards that we're going to be using throughout the course of the week. And there were three that we had to pitch out of there because we're going to be talking about function families, and if they're not a function, then we don't want them, right? So the first one that we decided to pitch, there were three. So the first one that we pitched out of our set was right here at D because it fails the vertical line test. Remember, that means that if you draw a vertical line straight through the function and it hits it in more than one spot, which this one does, it is not a function. So D had to go. We had to pitch that one. Another one that we had to pitch was graph K. Graph K also clearly fails the vertical line test, so it's not a function either. And the last one that we needed to get rid of was graph O, because O itself is a vertical line, which means if you were to draw a vertical line through it, you would literally hit the whole thing, definitely more than one spot, so it fails the vertical line test as well. So again, we kicked out D, K, and O from our cards, and then we started sorting our cards. As you will recall from class, I'm sure you're going to remember that we began separating our cards into three different piles. I'm going to pull up that graphic organizer that we used here. We separated them into increasing, decreasing, constant, and a combination of increasing, decreasing, and constant. So I'm going to remind you how we decided to sort those today. So here was the result of the ones that we did in class today. The ones we all came to an agreement fell into each category. So the increasing cards that we decided to go with and that we all agreed as a group were increasing were graph F and graph I. Remember, you read a graph going from left to right, and obviously graph F starts low and it went high. So it is increasing. And then, although I is discrete, you can still see the connection. If you look at the coordinates, you see the pattern that they are generally going upwards. So that is also an increasing function. Our next category that we all came to agreement about was our decreasing category, and we agreed that G, L, and M were the three decreasing ones. You can tell if you follow it with your pencil, this one is clearly from left to right going down. That one is also going down from left to right. And G is decreasing as well. So M, L, and G were the three that we decided as a group were decreasing. And last but not least, the one constant function, oops, sorry, I lost it. There we go. The constant function was graph R. Remember that a constant function is a function that keeps the same range across the domain, and the range, the y value for this function, is right there at 1 all the way across, so that makes it a constant function. So there you have it. Those were the three categories that we came up with, which means that the rest of the cards were our combination of increasing and decreasing and constant. So the ones that we listed as a combination, of course, is A. You can see that A decreases, but then it has a point right here where it is constant, and then it decreases again. So that one would be a combination of decreasing and constant. Then the next one we said in the group was graph B. Graph B increases as you make your way from the left-hand side, and then it curves and then starts decreasing. So it is also a combination of increasing and decreasing. The next one that we said was C. You can see that as we're moving from left to right, C is at first decreasing, and then it bounces back up and begins increasing. The others that fell into that combo category for the same reasons were graphs E. Even though E is discrete, you can still follow the pattern here, and you can see that it goes up and then it comes back down. So that one is also a combination of increasing and decreasing. Graph H was the next one. Oops, where's graph H? Oh, right there, duh. Graph H was another one. Graph N is a combination of increasing and decreasing because it starts off increasing and then decreases. And then P, right there is P. As you can see, P is a combination of constant because it's constant there, and then it increases. And then Q, right there, it decreases first and then increases. And finally, the last combo one is S. Where was S? Oh, right there. S starts off decreasing and then increases.